Okay, I'll stop. All right. All right. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye.
Oh, bye, Charlie.
Bye.
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 Why y'all not telling me when I'm on speaker, honey?
Sorry.
Like, I should have said the most, girl, I ain't got no filter, girl. I literally, hello.
This can be the
I
intro.
gotta be
Right.
like, let me make sure I ain't saying nothing like, girl, I was just doing it.
Okay, love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Gift of Gab. This is Ashley.
And I'm Charlie.
And today we are going to be talking about what? I guess random things?
Yeah, we're gonna switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to definitely do something different.
We don't have just one topic. What we decided to do was make a list. So we each made a list of total of 10 things.
Yeah.
I have 5 things that I would like to talk about, and then I have 5 things that I would like to ask Ashley about, pertaining her or her thoughts or her opinions on things.
Yeah.
And she's done the same for me. So we're gonna give this a shot. Just some odd topics, I guess, and I don't know. I think it'll
Odd
be
topics,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I am
Do you
too.
want to start? Do you want to start with the things about ourselves or about? I think ourselves.
Okay.
It's fun to talk about ourselves.
Okay. You go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah. So
Okay.
the first thing I have written down was something that was very exciting about my weekend.
Okay.
Or part of my weekend was I got to play my first solo shows.
Ooh.
So I opened up my house as like a little house venue. So I've done that in the past before, but this is the first time I've done it at this house. So
How was that?
it was a lot of fun. We had a pretty decent turnout. I had a nice table for like merch. I don't know. It was just a really good vibe. Obviously, a lot of people got drunk, and we had a lot
Yeah.
of fun. But yeah, so I played a show here, and I had a lot of good friends on that show. And then the next day, Nick and I and my friend JD, we went to Grand Rapids, and I played a show there too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did see that. Good.
And it was again just another great vibe. A bunch of friends, and I don't know. There was kind of this moment, and I was kind of scared to do it because so if you don't know, I play in a band, and I think I mentioned that before.
Yes.
But I decided to start doing some solo things because I want to be able to make art kind of on my own time as well, and not always have to be waiting on other people or dependent on other people for it. So I was nervous to play these songs and play these things because especially these songs are very personal to me. So when I feel like when I'm playing with a band, like I can kind of hide a little bit in terms of lyrics and what I'm talking about or what I'm singing about.
Right.
Where it's just me and it's
a
solely
different vibe,
coming
huh?
from me. Yeah, and definitely these songs are more personal and they're very much more intimate. And there was a moment after I played one of my songs in Grand Rapids and I stopped and I was like, all right, thank you. People clapped. And then I was like, I'm gonna play the next one. And people were like, can we get a minute after that one?
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. And like that was touching for me because like I always want to make sure like the emotion comes through that I'm trying to get or at least some emotion comes through and it touches people. So like to have that was awesome.
That's
so
amazing.
yeah, I was super excited. And then I got to go to Chicago and I got really day drunk and I got some bomb ass pizza. I had pizza this whole weekend actually.
Really?
I had like 4 or 5 times. I'm not exaggerating.
Really?
Yeah, but it was good. And then I ended up at Chicago Pride.
How was that?
Overwhelming. I didn't mean to be there.
Charlie
and
hates crowds.
yeah, I was gonna say when we talked about Pride, I didn't want to go because of the crowds, and then I ended up there, and I mean it was fun. I just get weird around people, and yeah, it's I don't know, just I get nervous, and I don't know why. I'm just anxious, I guess.
Right.
But it was overall great, and then I got to stay with a friend who I hadn't seen in over a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
That's cool.
yeah, it was a lot of fun, and then we came home, and yeah, it was a good weekend.
Awesome.
A lot of fun.
Yeah,
So.
my weekend I worked, so yours was a lot better than mine.
Next time you'll be with me.
Yeah,
so hopefully.
definitely. Yeah, I hope so too.
All right, and that's all I got to say about my weekend. That was just a fun thing that I
okay.
did. So
Yeah.
it is your turn for your first thing.
Oh, we're gonna talk about my first topic. Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like mine's very dramatic and sad compared to your first
Oh,
topic.
that's fine. That's what we're
It's
here
not
for.
light. So I wanted to talk about like I guess like ambition and struggling like with like the whole idea of finding your life's purpose. Just for a second, I know that's like a big topic to kind of talk about.
Yeah.
But
It's a good topic.
it's a good topic because I struggle with it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I've followed so many other opinions about, from other people, whether it be family or friends, or you should do this, you should do that, or, oh, you're really good at this. But, I don't think I found anything yet that's clicked in my mind, I guess.
That makes sense.
Like some people, they grow up and they're like, I want to be a doctor or whatever they want to be. I just never, like, I've had thoughts of things, but nothing ever really like stuck 100%.
Right.
And I don't know if that happens for a lot of people or if they just, go with the flow or whatever, but that's always bothered me that I haven't, just been like, this is what I want to do. And this is what some people feel like they were made to do something,
Right. But do you, not to interrupt you, but do you feel that, like, is there anything you have that
There's things that I like to do.
Is there things that you really like to do?
There's some things I really like to do.
Do you think they're just not like viable ways to like make income? Like, are you looking for a way to make money, but also like pleasure, like satisfaction, I guess is a better word?
Both. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to do both.
And I feel like that's the thing for a lot of millennials. I mean, we're definitely a generation that's based around, we want to do something fulfilling.
Yeah, and that makes us happy. And and I feel like, with our parents, well, definitely with my parents, it was just like work.
Yeah, my parents too.
Because, like, I think I mentioned it before. Like, my dad wanted to be a musician. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he's like, but I worked here for, 50 years instead, and I got my kids, and I'm happy. And I'm like, are you, though?
Right.
Like, I know you have us, and I thank you for bringing me here, I guess. But are you really happy,
Right.
I don't know if parents, like, psych themselves out when they say that. Like, oh, no, I'm happy. I don't regret these decisions. Because they might feel like as parents, they're not allowed to say that they regret those decisions or they could have did something different, I guess. Sorry, not to get too off topic. But
you just haven't found what you
wanted to do.
Do you feel comfortable like sharing one thing that you love? If you don't, that's fine.
I mean, I've thought about a couple of different things. I thought about going into therapy, social work, things like that.
I think you would be great for both of those.
Really?
I really do. Like, and I mean, just like talk in our conversations, like, when we're not behind microphones and we're talking, you have such like almost like an intuition with things. It's like when I say something, you hit it from a different perspective. And like, I mean, I know everyone has different perspectives, but like, I feel like yours is always like a refreshing one.
Oh, thanks.
So I don't know if you've ever like been told that, or if you've ever like.
I don't know if I have either, honestly.
I'm not telling you have to do it, and I'm biased because I'm going into it, but I don't know.
I just feel like, I don't know. I've looked into many different things and I struggle with that. And I don't know if other people do. If you guys do, let me know, of course.
I do.
I'm sure people do,
I know I do for sure.
But, my parents make it, and family members make it seem like it's so strange that I don't just want to make money and work 50 hours a week and not be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They make it seem like.
That's not the dream.
What? You don't want to go to a factory and work 55 hours a week and
No.
So, yeah, that's something that I think about. And I always worry that I'm never going to find it. That scares me, too.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
And it could come true that you never find it.
Yeah,
but
it's true. Yeah.
But I think that we also change as people. And, so you may find something that is more important that you had never even thought of, or you don't even know is out there. You don't even know that is possible yet. And
right. Like, I was talking to my cousin, and she was saying, it's not Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
I was waiting for it. I was
hi,
like,
Michelle.
wait, are we not going to say hi, Michelle?
But yeah, I was talking to my one cousin, and she makes really good money. From what I know, her house is beautiful. I have my own wing when I'm there.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It's beautiful. She can't hear me. I can't hear her. But anyways, but she works, for one of the big three. She's a manager there. She's like a senior ops manager, I think.
Good for her.
Yeah, she makes good money, but she wants to change. She wants to do something different.
Wow.
And she's like, our family, like my dad has all, like, 7 of them out of 9 all worked at either Ford or General Motors. That's just what they did. And so I was talking to her this summer when I went to go visit her, And she was like, I kind of felt like that's what I had to do because my grandpa did this. And he was like one of the first electricians in Detroit, like for General Motors. So
Wow.
it was like, I felt like I had to do this. And then my mom came down here to Texas and she did this. She retired from here. And it felt like, that's just where I was supposed to be because that's where people were telling me where I was supposed to be.
Right.
But she's like, I think I'm going to go into dentistry. And
good for her.
yeah. And like people are like telling her like, oh, like you're already successful. You're already doing this. You're going back to school. Like, I don't know if you're going to listen to this. I hope you do. But I'm like, no, fuck that. Like, if you want to be a dentist, if you want to be a doctor, I don't care how old you are, whatever you think. Like, if you want to change your mind, you're allowed to do that too.
And I think that, again, like, I can't just contribute it to our generation, but our generation is so, like, bent on, it's not about money. I mean, it is, and in the society, we need it, but it's about fulfillment, and it's about satisfaction, and it's about, like, being able to live a life that you're proud of.
Exactly.
And it's more than just a paycheck every 2 weeks or every week or whatever it is.
Exactly.
And so it's a struggle, but good for her.
Yeah, so I'm very proud of her that she's not listening to, outside people telling her,
Right.
oh, well, you already did that. You're going back to school. Like,
Doesn't matter.
go back as many times as you want.
Right.
you know?
Get that knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Exactly. So, yeah, but that is what I wanted to kind
You'll
of
get
talk
it.
about.
Just be patient.
Just be patient.
And put energy into it. Don't force it, but put energy into that.
Yeah, you have to do your work. You
Yep.
can't just, wish about it.
Exactly.
And one of my favorite quotes, sorry if I'm giving a quote early.
Yeah.
is some people are so dreamy minded that they're no earthly good. So
Ooh.
I feel like sometimes I am like that. Like I'm a dreamer. I daydream all day, and I have these great ideas, and I just don't always put it down on paper or always put it like into action. So, just gotta remember to do that.
Yeah, it's good to keep that. It's good to have both, a nice balance of like ambition and dreaming, and then just like that groundedness to make it happen. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
I'll get it. So, what do you want to talk about next?
Oh God. Okay.
Okay.
So this is kind of a crazy story.
All right.
Yesterday at work, I had a customer. I guess hitting on me is the easiest way to put it. Definitely crossing a line.
Oh, okay.
And it was like the weirdest experience, and that's the only reason I wrote it down. I've never felt like I've been like it was like a joke because I think she was joking, but it was like I was laughing because what do you do in that situation as an employee at a store, and then a customer is like saying like, oh, you smell great, oh, you're sexy, oh, like touched my beard, like, oh yeah, got real close about it, and then said like, oh, I want you to come over to my store I work at, I'll give you free liquor and I'll tell you thank you, and very strange. And like I'm like laughing it off, trying like thinking that there's like a line and she's not going to do it, and like she continues to keep crossing that, and eventually asks me like, when do you work next? And I say I'm comfortable giving you that information, and like I try to like shut it down, and kind of like threatens me in a weird way.
What?
Yeah, like I'll just kind of say it. So she said, you're gonna come to my store, right? And I was like, okay, like trying to like be like, just kind of leave me alone. And like I have nowhere else to go because I'm the one helping her. And she's like, you're gonna come, right? And I keep saying, okay. And she's like, listen, if you don't come, I'll wait in this parking lot and I'll beat your ass.
What?
And
that's really gonna get me to come to your store.
And she was like, and it won't be tonight. She's like, it'll be a different night that I come and wait for you. And I was just like, okay. And like, I mean,
that's kind of psychotic.
I think there were drugs involved and that kind of thing. But either way, that's not
okay.
No.
Yeah.
So the strangest thing, and I felt so dirty. Like it happened like at the end of my night.
Yeah.
And then I went home and I felt like dirty all night. Like I couldn't like stand up for myself in that situation, which kind of sucked. And I also just thought a lot about like, women get that on the daily.
That's true.
Maybe not to that extent, but like that doesn't matter. Like and that was a lot of where my thought was just like, this happened to me once.
You felt
one time, and I felt so gross, and I felt so belittled almost, and like just trapped in a weird way. And I can't imagine like and I mean, not that this is necessarily even a factor, but like I'm like physically bigger than this woman. So like if she really did come at me, I'm sure I could like defend myself and like take care of
What you
something.
needed
Like
to-
at least get her
yeah.
off of me and whatever.
Yeah.
But like sometimes or a lot of times I feel like men are like larger than women, and like
Yeah.
that's terrifying. I couldn't even imagine having that factored in, and
Exactly.
so that's what I thought about, and it felt very dirty and it felt very weird. And
Oh, I'm sorry you
and it's okay. I'm not.
dealt with
I,
that.
I don't
friend.
want. I don't want it to be like. I don't know. I guess I don't want sympathy. It was just like the weirdest situation. And
Yeah.
maybe, like it was weird. It's like funny looking back on it, but also like disgusting.
At the same time.
Yeah, and there was just so many different elements, and like, I mean, she was coming for my coworkers too. Like she made comments about my coworkers, but then like I was like her like front and
You
center.
were it.
Yeah, I was
The
it.
Charlie
Yeah.
experience.
Oh God, no. that was
We have
different.
another story for that.
That was different. She was at least very respectable.
Yeah, she
and she
was.
loved me.
She did love you.
But
Genuinely.
yeah, this was a line was definitely crossed, and I felt very strange. So,
But that's true. Women do get that pretty much on the daily. We're not trying to, I could be looking crazy as hell. And so, like, not trying to, attract attention or anything
Right.
like that. And you'll get a, hey, hey, baby, you got a man? I'm like, yeah, or, no, or I'm a lesbian. Like, you shouldn't have to say things like that, trying to think of something,
and I was gonna say something like, "Yo, I'm dating a boy," like,
Yeah.
and on top of that,
You shouldn't
she
have
was like
to.
making other slurs. So like, I didn't like that she was doing that, and I was like, I don't want to like say that, and then.
Then
I'm
now
not-
it's something
yeah.
homophobic.
Yep,
or,
exactly. So
yeah.
it was just a really weird dynamic that I've never had to deal with there. I don't think anyway.
Yeah.
And
Not like that.
no, so weird times.
Yeah.
But first day back from vacation.
Yeah, that's what you get, of course. I feel
Right.
like when you come back from vacation, work like just brings the hell.
Yep.
Like,
Like all the crazies come out.
Exactly.
So
So yeah.
that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, that was different.
Drink my
So
water, ASMR time.
you gotta swallow in the microphone.
Oh, I couldn't. I was kind of out of breath. I didn't want to like breathe heavily into it.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I can't. I can't.
Okay. Speaking of work, I guess I'll go to that topic for me is my work life recently. I work for a large online distribution center. I guess that's how I'll kind of explain it. Without giving away too much, I guess.
Yeah.
But I work a lot and
You
work
do.
is stressful. Yes. I work 12-hour shifts and I normally work on the weekends and it's hard. Not only is it physically demanding, it's mentally demanding. And I feel like I really don't have much of a social life. I don't get out to, be with my family as much as I like, things like that. And I just wanted to say that, if you're working, 30 hours a week, 40 hours a week, 50, like that's hard. You know what I'm saying? And I commend you for it because every day I want to quit. Like every day I want to quit and I want to just go home and go to sleep because I'm tired. Like literally the way how fast things change, you have to adapt. That's what, I guess companies are looking for. They want you to be able to adapt and, be able susceptible. I don't even know the word I'm trying to say, but they want you to be able to handle change. But it's like, okay, we can handle change, but y'all giving us change every day, every hour. Y'all
Right.
switching up goals. Like the way that they switched up our metric systems now is like 50 times harder. And we used to have to be at like an 80%. Now you have to be at 100% or you're getting a write up. So you can't make any errors. And then you have to do then some to get recognized as doing a good job. Like a guy was at like 140%. I don't even know how he was there, but he was. And they're like, oh, amazing. That means everybody can do it. No,
Right.
I can't. I'm not this guy. Great that he did that. But I can't move as fast as you want me to. And I mean, I can try, but after 12 hours, you're tired. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no,
And I climb
exactly.
upstairs all day. It's a lot. And I don't think people realize the demand that I work. Like, even like with, family or friends or whatever, they'll be like, you can't come out? Like, no, I cannot come out.
Right. I need to take care of myself.
Yeah, I can't. And I mean, as much as I would love to, of course, because to me, even though I work so much, I work because I have to, you know what I'm saying? But if I had the choice, of course, I'd spend time with family or friends
Right.
or get those memories. And that's really what's most important to me. It's not, like you said, it's not about like a paycheck every 2 weeks or anything like
Right.
that. I just think, and just to talk about work, we have finally had created a program that was good in the company where we could donate things that were kind of like semi-damaged but still good. Like,
Right.
so if there was like, those pre-made formula bottles, if one was like missing because it got, fell out somehow, we
Right.
could donate that, and we did so good our first week. We sold, or well, not sold, but we donated over $15,000 worth of items in the first week.
Wow.
So it's stuff that people wouldn't buy because, like I said, stuff's missing or whatever.
Right.
But other people are still willing to take it who need it. And I don't know who exactly did it, but they shut it down after the 1 week and was like, well, technically they found a loophole to where they could send some of those damaged items back and get money for it. And it's like, what? Like,
Right.
this company is huge.
Uh-huh.
Our CEO, every time he blinks, he makes like what, $275 million or whatever it is,
Right.
every 3 minutes or something
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to me that this $15,000, you wouldn't even see that come out of your bank account. Honestly, you wouldn't see that missing. But there's people on the street or people in shelters or something like that that need that.
They do. Yeah. And that's a huge problem in our country. And like, not to get so off topic of what you're saying, because
Yeah.
I think it correlates, is like, why do we let that happen?
Yeah.
Not us, because we don't have the power.
Like the 1%ers.
Right. Why do we let that? And like, especially, so Bernie Sanders has just said that he is making this bill to
Okay.
eliminate all student debt. Did you see that?
No, I haven't.
It's like 1 point something trillion dollars.
Well, come on, Bernie.
Right.
Where
Yeah.
you at?
Right. We need to make sure we vote for him.
Exactly.
And I see people saying, well, what about me who had to work in a warehouse to get through school to make sure I didn't have debt and blah, blah, blah. And all I want to say is, good for you.
Good for you.
Worked. Literally, good for you. I'm
Yeah.
glad you did that. I'm sorry you had to work so hard, but why don't you want better for other people?
For other people.
That's the problem.
That's the
You do
problem.
not want better for other people. You're so self-centered to the point where why do they get it and not me? That's not what it's about.
That's not what life's
Why can't we
about.
live in a society where we help each other, where it's like, you know what? You just got this promotion and that's so awesome and I'm so happy for you and you're making more money and you're able to go out and do these things. Like, that's good for you. And like, my time's going to come because I'm going to work hard and make sure that it happens.
Exactly.
And
We're not like that.
all in crippling debt. And like, why should we force people to have this debt? And it doesn't just go for that.
For
Like,
school, though.
for school, so we
To
can
get an
further, so we
education.
can further this society. Because
Exactly.
what would we be without those doctors, or what would we be
Exactly.
without those lawyers to bail out those stupid ass people that are up there fucking making these stupid ass laws and criminal charges?
Exactly.
What would they do without their lawyer that's bailing them out every single time?
Exactly.
Like, it's so foundational. What about our teachers who are underpaid? Like, there's so many issues, and the money goes to the wrong place. Like, fuck this
Exactly.
military. Like, fuck every part of that. Like, the stupid ass wall. Like, I'm getting pissed now. I'm sorry.
Go
I don't
ahead.
mean to get super heated.
no,
but like,
you're good.
it just, I won't even say any more about it. It's just dumb. It's just so
It
dumb.
is dumb.
And
There's no reason a teacher should be barely making it, but then also supplying their students with pencils or, Scantron papers or something like that. There's no way in hell that should be happening.
And then when people want to make the comment, oh, why should a McDonald's worker make $15 but an ambulance driver make $13? One, let's not create a hierarchy and a power dynamic there, because just
Exactly.
because you're an ambulance, whatever, I don't know,
EMT.
EMT, that's what it is, doesn't mean that you're better than that person who works at McDonald's. That's the first thing. And the second
Exactly.
thing is, let's not attack that person that's getting that $15. Let's attack the people that are keeping the $13 EMTs making $13.
Exactly.
Like, why
Attack
are you?
both.
Why are we attacking people at the same level or people in the same situation that want more money, and not the people that are not giving it? Who else?
Exactly.
like, I don't know. It just seems
That
so
makes
fucking
sense.
backwards.
It is backwards. It really is. So.
I'm running for office. God damn it.
That's funny, but yeah. But it's true though. So I don't know.
You work hard. I respect
do.
you for
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, because I want to quit every day.
Uh,
And you know me, for some reason, you know me, I'll leave a job in a minute. I don't keep one. They make me mad, I'm out of there. Um, so I don't know why I feel like I'm kind of stuck at this job. Because it's just a job. It's not my career or anything.
Right.
It's not anything I love to do. But for some reason, I feel stuck there right now, and I don't know why. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. But yeah.
That was a nice little tangent.
Yeah, we did.
God, I get so worked up on some social issues.
No, you're good. You're good. What's the next topic? I hope you guys are enjoying this flow too.
Yeah.
Please let us know if you like it, if you don't like it, if you like us more structured and
Right.
like one topic-y type feel. Let us know.
Right, kind of like we were talking about earlier. Like, I feel like this is definitely gonna be fun for us. I don't know if it's fun to listen to because
Yeah,
this is
because
literally-
and us just conversing.
so yeah, just feedback.
We would love that.
Yeah. My next topic, kind of slowing down a little bit from my crazier ones. I feel like I'm in a weird place in my life.
Oh,
And
how so?
it's a very broad thing, but I feel like it's kind of like this simultaneous of like, I feel like, because I've suffered with mental health issues for a long time, and I feel like it's still hard,
Yeah.
but I'm also like getting a grasp on it at the same
Okay.
time. It's like some days can be bad, but it's like not nearly as bad as it used to be.
Okay.
But some days it's like, wow, this fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And
When
then
you're
some days,
in it, it sucks.
yeah, and then some days I'm like, oh, it's not so bad, and like the sun's shining, and I feel nice, and I don't know, things like that. And then some days it just feels numb, and it's kind of scary. Like, it's super, like, is that how it is? I'm like, is that how it is forever? And like, I guess I don't know if that's like putting pressure on like anything, thinking like that, or if that's just like thinking too hard. I guess. But like, I hope it isn't. Like, I hope I can just get more of the good days.
Absolutely. The good days are important. They're
Right.
they're what keep you going to me.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And I feel like, I don't know. I guess I forgot what I was going to say a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I've been watching a lot of self-care videos and like
Oh,
minimalism videos. And
How is that?
it's good.
I kind of want to try minimalism, but I live with a hoarder right now.
I mean, like we talked about last time, like my thing is receiving gifts.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you love gifts. Charlie
mean-
got me the cutest gifts, guys, when he went to
Oh.
Chicago. He got me these 2 pins. One says Magic Melanin, and the other one says Real Feminism is Sex Worker Inclusive. So thank you so much. And they're both purple.
Yes, I was going to say I got them because they were, well, for what they said, but also because they were purple. I made sure I picked the purple ones. And I'll actually link that person's, they have a website. So I don't have it with me right
cool.
now or else I would say it. But I'll link it because I would love to just have people go there and buy that stuff
Yeah,
up.
absolutely.
But yeah, so I feel like I've been watching a lot of that. I've been meditating and I'm trying. I need to get better on my diet. I need to go
We
back to
gotta
the
go back
gym
yoga.
and back to yoga. Sorry, Margaret.
Yeah, sorry, Margaret.
But so kind of taking all that into account, and I know you can relate to this super hard, but our therapist just said that she's going to take a year off.
Oh, yes.
Ashley, when I tell you I sobbed, I
Our
stood
therapist
right here.
is young, like us, I guess,
Yeah,
kind of. So
she's
she's still
our
in
age.
school. She's not like, it's not like she's going on a trip to,
No.
she's going back for school,
And-
which I'm happy for her.
Yeah, I'm super happy for her. And like, I think, I mean, I was just feeling emotional that day.
Yeah, that
I
was a
did-
rough day.
Yeah. and
We both didn't go to therapy.
Did you cancel yours too?
I canceled. Oh, I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, shit.
We both canceled.
I was going to text you and be like, hey, like, she's got some shit to talk to you about. Yeah, because I canceled mine too. And like, she's like, can I call you? And I was like, oh, I thought it was just going to be because she was moving to a different clinic.
Yeah, me too.
And then she tells me, and I like hold it together on the phone, and I'm like, okay, like, yeah, totally. Like, you can, give me these recommendations that you have or whatever. And then I got off the phone, and I was upstairs by myself, just kind of looking out the window, and I just lost it.
Yeah.
I was just
I
like,
was really upset.
yeah. And then
It's sad.
it's really sad. And
I've been dealing with her for 2 years.
2 years now.
Yeah.
We've been going there for 2 years. And I don't know. I was just sitting right here, and I was just kind of doing things for my show. It was kind of the day before that, or the day of, actually.
It was the day of your
my
show, yeah.
And I just started sobbing like uncontrollably because like, and I kind of explained it to Nick 2 ways. One was, I mean, this person has been there for me through so much, and I've never opened up to like a therapist like that.
Yeah.
And it was just so meaningful to me that like somebody helped me in such a way. And like, I don't think that I'm where I want to be, but I'm definitely like closer to it than I've ever been. So I thank her for that. And then, I mean, I don't know how cheesy it is to like The Office. I don't know if you've ever seen The Office, but
I watch a little bit.
okay, there's this one quote, and again, not to jump over quotes, but there's this quote that one of the characters says, and it might not be verbatim, but it says, I wish we could know when we're in the good old days before they're over, or something like that, or before they end. And like, not that those are my good old days or whatever, but sometimes I wish I could know I'm in a good moment, or in a good place, or I wish I could appreciate something more than I did before it ends.
Because if it ends, that's when you appreciate it more, and you're like, dang.
Yeah, and I feel like that's like a theme throughout my entire life, and like I've been trying to explore the past like week or so. I guess it's only been a few days since that happened. Just because that's like a trigger or something for me. Like I when things end, that's when I get very emotional. Like high school graduations and college graduations, and like, you know, friend breakups and like actual breakups, and like, I don't know. I'm really weird with like endings, and so.
Is it hard for you to let things go?
Yeah, I get very attached and very like sentimental. Like I when things end, I immediately just think of all the good that happened, and I just kind of romanticize it, and it's harder. So I don't know. It was just kind of a rough time. It like I was crying because I was just more thankful. Like that's where it was coming from. It wasn't like I mean I was sad, but I was just more like, okay, like kind of glad that happened in terms of me going to her. Sorry,
go ahead.
No, that's all I had to say.
Do you think you're going to look for another therapist?
I don't know. I've thought about it.
I've been thinking the same thing. I don't know if I gotta do all this shit again.
I know. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to start over. And
it's a lot of work.
I think I'm just going to try just kind of do my own thing for a little bit.
Take a break.
Yeah. And just kind of recenter myself and you know, use the tools that I was given, and then also these new things that I'm finding. Yeah. And just try those. So.
Yeah. I definitely was thinking about taking a break for a while. I think I'm going to do, she gave me homework 3 weeks ago that I didn't do. So I'm finally going to do it for our last session. And, yeah. So I'm going to do that. And like you said, work on some. Yeah. I'm going to work on more law of attraction type things. I want to get into that. Yes. And working on manifestations. Yep. I actually I got my cards read because, you know, I like that type of thing. And this is one lady, I'll give her to you if you ever, she does it over Facebook. So it's not really super personal. Like, you know, if you're not like, if you don't want to be, you know. Yeah. But if she was just talking about how you're just in a place of like, right now I'm in a place of like hopelessness, and, you know, I feel stuck, and, you know, but it's basically like the things that you have to do, you have to just work on it and dig yourself out of it. Like it's you, and like it was a lot that she went into, but that was like the main thing that stuck out to me. Like, you're going through this right now. It's a low right now. Right. But you have to remind yourself that, you know, it's just a low. Like, you know, you have lows and you have highs. And the reason that you're feeling this way is because you're not working on yourself. And I realized I'm kind of not working on myself. I'm not taking that extra self-care, or getting that extra nap in, or whether it's just sitting playing The Sims like I do, you know. Right. I haven't been doing that. Or my room's a mess, you know, things like that. So,
we need to just have a conversation outside of this about just our self-care stuff.
Yeah, we do. We will. Very soon. Like Charlie was saying right before we started was, we haven't been talking lately. Like, we talk, of course, but lately it's been scheduled for the podcast. Like, you know. So
I feel like the past, like, at least month, that's the only time I've seen you.
Exactly. So we definitely need, like, another Chili's date soon.
Oh, yes.
Or something like that. Because it's June, and their margarita of the month is calling my name. It's like a 1800 tequila type margarita.
That's the Stay something?
Stay K-Rita or something like that.
Stay K-Rita. Yep.
That's what we want. That's what we need. So that was our Chili's plug too. So we'll probably mention again.
Yeah. Love it.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your next topic?
It was kind of, I feel like we've kind of gone into all of them at the same time, because we talked about kind of anxiety and stress. Yeah. And work life. I feel like that all like struggles like goes together, I guess.
It does, yeah.
So, yeah. So the last thing I kind of we touched on relationships last week, but I just kind of been going through some things, and I wanted to touch on toxic relationships. Okay. Just for a second, because, you know, I've had relationships. I've had a few, not many, but also friendships. This is included, that have been toxic, and I have been wearing rose-colored glasses and not necessarily paying attention to those things. I've had friendships that's recently departed, that we recently ended, and things like that. And, I look back on it and, like you said, look at the good times. And I'm like, man, like, I've had good times with this person. Like, I miss them sometimes. I'm not broken. Like, the only reason I feel like that is because me and my best friend, Leah, hi, Leah, if you ever listen to this, we had, like, a falling out. Sorry to put our business out there also. But we had a falling out a couple of years ago. We didn't talk for a couple of months, and I was devastated. Like, you would have thought my boyfriend broke up with me. I was sick. Like, I wasn't eating. I was, like, barely sleeping. I would just cry randomly.
It's hard, though.
Yeah, it was really, really hard. And I thought we were never going to be friends ever again. So, that's not a toxic relationship. Well, I'm sorry. That's not what I was saying. That's not one. But what I was saying is with this past friend, like, even though, like, you have points where you remember the good times and you might miss them, I'm not, like, devastated over the relationship, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because, like, I've looked at some things that I was doing in the relationship, and I was doing a lot. And I really don't think that person, I didn't realize it really until I spoke to a friend of a friend, and who made me kind of talk to my therapist about it. And then I talked to my therapist, and she was like, why haven't we talked about this person before?
Okay.
We need to talk about this. So once we kind of like opened up, and I was like, dang, I kind of do a lot for this person. And, they do things for me too. I don't want to make it seem like it was just all me.
Right.
But I did a lot. And
regardless of what that person's doing, sometimes it's just like, I'm putting so much energy into this one person. And like, regardless of if you're giving it back, like sometimes it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. And I think about that, and I just, like, I'm okay. I was thinking, like, the other day to myself, like, if this person doesn't want to be friends with me anymore, like, I'll miss them, and I'll miss the good times we had, but I'm okay. I don't think I'll be...
That's super mature.
Yeah, and I wish them well, I wish them well, but I just think I'm okay. And that's, that's what I wanted to kind of bring up, because I've been, like, struggling, like, with, like, letting go of toxic relationships. Even though I know they were toxic, like, I can realize that now that I'm looking back on it.
But it's still that attachment. It's still those memories. It's still that person.
Yeah, and people will be like, I'll be talking to my mom or even my cousin. Hi, Michelle. I did you said hi, but hi again.
Michelle.
I'll be talking to them, and they'll be like, dang, you still thinking about them? My mom, and I'll be like, yeah, I kind of am.
Yeah.
Like, every now and then, just pops up. So... but recognizing toxic relationships is hard.
It is.
And once you do realize it, pay attention to it. If you feel comfortable talking to that person about those behaviors, you should talk to them definitely about it. But if you can't talk to them about it, then that's even worse.
Right. Then you're further in it than you should be.
Exactly. And you should never be a time where you can't come to a friend and be like, hey, when this happened, it really, it really messed with me, and I wanted to talk to you about it. There's never been a time where I couldn't talk to Charlie because he didn't want to hear it, or, we're not having this conversation. It was never like that. And I've had that even as, like, a friend, like, well, I'm not talking about this right now.
Why? What's the point?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you can't communicate, if you can't, I mean, there are tough conversations to have, and
there are.
Anxiety is fine, like, to be like, oh God, this is gonna, like, go bad, or like, I don't know how this is gonna go.
Yeah.
But if you just, like, I know I can't talk to them without them,
popping off, whatever, yeah.
Then you have to reevaluate that.
Yeah, you do.
You need to have that conversation.
Exactly.
Set a standard and a precedent.
Exactly. Absolutely. So
I'm glad you brought that up, though.
Yeah. Small topic.
Nice supplement to last week.
Yeah.
So was that your last one about you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I have two more still.
Okay, go ahead.
Excuse me, I don't know what's going on with me.
We don't have any beer.
I know, yeah. We are doing another late night sesh, but no beer this time, but that's okay. So, I mean, this one's kind of a quick one, but so Nick and I have started a t-shirt business, or like doing t-shirts, and like, I mean, bags exciting. And all that kind of things too. And Nick does like prints, and I mean, I think we'll do like our own separate things, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, well, I think we definitely will. But I have my own little thing. It's called Sensitive Teas. I have never really told people about it, but I've had it for like a year, but now that I have
not heard of this.
Really?
I don't think so. Sensitive teeth.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe you didn't just give me the name.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I now that I have like a proper, and I mean it's not even the most professional setup, but it's like a moderate setup. I'm like comfortable like putting it out there and like being able to do things for people. So, and especially with Nick's like expertise in that area. So, yeah, definitely making shirts. I mean, we're gonna have our merch soon. Hopefully, we just gotta kind of get a couple more things, and I think we'll be good.
I don't know if I remember you saying that. The reason I'm saying that is because Charlie made some shirts for my family and I for my cousin Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. For Michelle's baby shower. And they were great. Like, they were printed so well. They were centered, everything. Like, he worked with me. Like, he let me pick out the font. And
Okay, but when I tell you these are gonna be better, though. Like, these are going to be better. Yeah.
Okay.
The process
I'm
is just going to
excited.
be easier. It's going to be better. It's going to look nicer. So I'm glad you love
And
those.
these ones look great to me.
But thank you.
We love them.
But these are going to be great. So I can't wait. So yeah, maybe I'll throw the link for that in there.
Okay.
I don't know what I have. I think I have like a Big Cartel shop and then like an Etsy shop right now. But
Okay.
I'll figure something out in terms of where else it'll be. But yeah, so if you ever need merch, I mean, this will be my plug for that. If you ever need like merch, just hit me up. You can do the gift of
Charlie
gab
up.
or through Sensitive Teas. It doesn't matter. Because that's going to be a fun venture, I think.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I'm
So,
excited for that.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, I don't know that it, I mean, we can talk about it. It's just, do you know what Humans of New York is?
No.
Okay,
me.
so it started as like a Facebook page. Do you know what Post Secret is?
No.
Okay.
I know nothing.
Okay, I'm trying to like give you like even like a ballpark of what that is. So Humans of New York, what this person does is they go around New York with their camera and they talk to people, and you kind of get like little snippets from like their conversations, and like you're just kind of getting like background to this person, and you get a picture of them, and that's all you get. Sometimes you'll get like 3 pictures in 3 different parts of their story, but it's very minimal. It's not a lot. But I read this one and it makes me very emotional reading it. And I don't necessarily know what I'm going to say about it after, because I don't know what, I mean, we can talk about it after what the person says, but it's more just like, I love this idea and I love this concept and I love this kind of like vulnerability that people are willing to share with a stranger on the street. And like, it just kind of, I don't know, hits home. And this specific one, it like made me emotional. So I don't think I'll be emotional reading it, but if I am, then
we are.
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So this one says, it wasn't a secret. The first day we met, I told her I was bisexual and that I'd been with men and women my entire life. At the time, she shrugged it off, and it wasn't an issue for the first 10 years of our marriage. The relationship was perfectly loving and stable, but then I don't know, something happened. It wasn't a particular man. I never cheated on her. It was something abstract. I just miss relationships with men. So I told her. I was honest. But when I uttered that thing, it was like a bomb went off. She turned away, her face like she had been slapped very hard. It caused her so much pain. She lost a lot of weight. We cried and cried and cried about it. For 3 years, we cried. We'd meet at Starbucks every day and cry in front of everyone. We didn't live together after that, and we were never sexual again. But we were still intimate. We still took a lot of naps together. I always held her. We'd go shopping and walk arm in arm. She kept my last name and called me her gay husband. Her health began to deteriorate in 2007, and it was a nerve disease. She lost her hearing, then her sight, and I took care of her. She always told me to forget about her, to go out there and find a good guy, but I stayed by her side. We'd never officially gotten divorced, which helped in the end. They let me in the hospital room as her husband. I wasn't allowed to touch her, but I was right next to her as she died, breathing with her. It's been 2 years now, and I'll move away soon. There's nothing left for me in the city. But first I'm going to have a ceremony in Central Park and give an envelope of her ashes to everyone who loved her. I don't know whether to call her my wife. It's not important to me. Alexandra was the love of my life. Isn't that shit emotional?
That was beautiful. Oh my God.
Like, God.
Ugh.
And there was something so powerful. I'm sorry to make you cry. And I don't mean to laugh at you.
It's okay.
My defense mechanism for crying is laughing.
Yeah.
So I do that.
I know what you mean, but that one got me. I didn't laugh.
And there's something super intimate about those, but that one,
that was deep.
that was super, like, I don't know.
That was something.
It just gets you.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it. And
It was beautiful.
I just needed to share that and make sure that other people could experience that.
Yeah, I don't. Is that something you can watch or what?
No. Well, they had a couple videos, but it's a Facebook page. Just like it, and they post all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's called Humans of New York. Again, another link I'll add. I'll have to make a list of all these links. So, yeah, very
Yeah, that was
emotional.
deep. I love that. I love it.
I know it. We love emotions.
Yeah, we
We
do.
fucking love emotions. God.
I always say we're terrible for each other because we're always in our fields.
And
Always.
I love it.
I do too.
I love it. God. All right. So that's the last thing I had about me. So we can move on to questions.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to ask each other questions
Yeah.
and see how each other responds.
Yeah. Do you want to? I'll ask you the question first.
Okay. Oh God, I'm nervous. We don't know each other's questions either.
Yeah. Oh,
so.
we didn't know any of this.
Yeah, we did. We've been winging it this whole time. I think we're doing all right.
Yeah. All right. So
Okay.
my first question is kind of a simple question, but it's
Okay.
kind of maybe a difficult one too.
Okay.
So, how have you been lately? Really?
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I've been terrible.
Why?
I've been feeling like I don't know. I'm just stuck in a blah, and
Okay.
yeah, I'm just stuck in a blah lately, and I've been feeling a lot of anxiety. I've been really anxious lately. I haven't been sleeping, and I can't. It's frustrating me at the same time because I can't pinpoint why I'm so anxious. If that makes sense. Like,
Have you been journaling?
I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't been journaling. I haven't been doing my makeup. That's one of the things that I love to do too on the side. I haven't been doing that. I just started cleaning up my room. Like, so my room's been kind of a mess. So yeah, I've been struggling, just to be honest.
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Because people don't ask me. Well, sometimes people ask, but you know.
Right.
It's normally so surface,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
How are you? You're automatically, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm
Right,
doing all
exactly.
right. But yeah, I'm struggling a little bit. Just I think because of all the things like that I mentioned too, with
Right, I
my
would say
life's
work
purpose
and-
and work, and I feel like I'm so tired from work that I can't work on my life's purpose.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm struggling with that, and yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's all right.
No, you don't have to say it's
But
okay.
yeah, no, it's not okay. But thank you for
You're welcome.
asking me.
Just want to make sure you're.
Yeah, I've been
You know
struggling
I'm
with it.
here for you.
Yes, I do always. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay, let me see. You want me to ask you
Sure,
a
we can go back
question
and
now?
forth. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Where's my questions? Here is one. Okay, so I was thinking about you, but I was thinking about you, and I was thinking about like all the things that like you've done and like out of your, you know, your young adult life, out of the things that I've seen you accomplish, even since like, you know, since we've been friends, I should say. So I just didn't know if like you were, I'm sorry, Nick's here. I love him and I want to say hi. I just didn't know like when I ask you about it, like I remember when you were graduating and you were getting your bachelor's, and I'm like, oh my God, Charlie, this is amazing. Like, and you're just like, yeah, kind of like that. And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, so are you proud of your life's accomplishments so far? That's my
Oh,
question.
that's a loaded one.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like on a surface level, yes. Like,
Okay.
I do things and I've done a pretty good job, and when I put the effort in.
You've done a really good job.
Thank you. So I do a good job, and like I can acknowledge that, like, okay, like I've gone to college and I've graduated. I'm in grad school. Like I'm a manager right now. Like I have a house, and like I'm doing all these things, and it feels great. Like, or in my mind, it's great, and like I tell myself, but there's a large disconnect in me, and I think it's tied to like it's the things I'm working on. So
Yeah.
it's like being able to be proud of myself and being able to love myself and like being able to be enough for myself. And it's so I'm proud of myself, but I don't know that I always feel proud of myself.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a hard thing, but I don't know. I don't know if that answers it or not.
Yeah. No, that's good. I understand that.
Yeah. It's just, it's hard. It's hard. I feel like I've never known how to be proud of, I've always sought like external validation, like from like my parents and like that kind of thing. And
absolutely.
it's super not rewarding. So I am working on, like getting into grad school was probably the most proud I've been. Like I was all
Really?
smiles. I was
You
all
were.
like,
I
was like-
remember that.
So, yeah. So I think as I move on now, I will be better at that kind of thing. So yeah.
Because not a lot of people can get into grad school.
Yeah, and it was a big anxiety for me. It was a very big anxiety where it took me 3 years after graduating with my bachelor's to get in because I was too afraid to ask for letters of recommendation, and I did kind of change the courses, and I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a clue.
Right.
So luckily I figured it out, and that's where I'll be. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Alrighty. My next question for you is.
Okay.
I
get nervous.
I was about to say, are you like scared? Or you want me to?
No. We're good. Let 'em know.
What is one thing that you want to accomplish by the end of the year, and how do you feel you're doing with it?
That's a very good question. I feel like I have a lot of goals. Honestly, okay, guys, I'm supposed to start a YouTube channel, and I'm very, very nervous about it because I'm good at makeup, but I don't feel like I'm great at makeup, and I just have those insecurities that I'm not good enough, just to be honest with you. And I'm scared of like negative feedback that I might get. I know you're like shaking your head, but I'm just nervous about, I don't know, I'm nervous about stuff like that. That is one of my many goals, but
okay,
just posting a video, I don't know. I'm supposed to work on it. Like,
are you worried about like the way the makeup will look? Are you worried about the video? Are you worried about the music? Are you worried about the what?
I'm worried about all of it. I feel like my makeup looks good sometimes. Sometimes I feel it looks like garbage. Like, I don't know, just to be honest. Like,
but that's the cool thing about having a camera. Is like if you don't like it, you can wipe it off and try it again.
That's true. That is true. And then also, I'm always telling myself like, well, I don't have the right lighting, or I don't have I don't have a camera, or stuff like that. But there's people, they record off of their iPhones because they have great cameras.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have an iPhone.
Yeah,
a video camera. Great.
I know. It's my mind.
I know, and we're gonna get you there.
It's
and
my
listen,
mind.
you're gonna have some subscribers.
Okay. But yeah, that's just something, and it's not even to be like super popular or anything like that. It's really
just an expression
to express my creativity and things like that. That's the main reason why
then
I'm supposed to do it.
We're gonna get you going.
Okay.
That's my goal now by the end of the year.
Like, you're gonna get this,
right?
But yeah. Okay, so for a lighter note, I have a question for you. I think it's a lighter note. We'll see.
Oh gosh.
Where does your love of music come from?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean, I just always grew up with it. So I would say if it came from a person, it'd be my mom.
Okay.
Only because like she always allowed me to like she would let me. Did I talk about dance routines? Or is that somewhere else in my life? I used to make up dance routines in my backyard, and I would make my mom watch me.
I remember you told me that.
Okay, and I would make my mom watch me, and then like
I love that.
I would like burn CDs, and we had this like, what are they called? I don't know what they're called, like big systems, receivers. And I'd put them in there, and I had these big speakers, so I knew I was going to have tinnitus by the time I was 20, because I'd put these big speakers right next to my ears, and I'd like blast my music. I'd sing along, and then like there were times the kids from my street would come over to my house. I'd put a black light in, and we'd have like a dance party.
Really?
Like, I was like 7. Like why did my mom would come in just like bopping her head a little bit, like to the I don't know, fucking whatever we were listening to, Bee Gees or something. I don't know. So I mean, in terms of that, and then I have this weird theory. I mean, it's not. I don't know that it's true. I don't know. I'm not going to say that it's true or not true. But like, I have this thought sometimes that like, sometimes I think that like, things are carried through energy to people in term. And this, I don't even know how to explain this. Like, so like, my grandpa was really into music, and like obviously my mom, and then I think it was just passed on to me. I don't know, but so like it was this really weird thing of like I bought my first guitar, and I still play it today. It's this red guitar. It's actually sitting in the room over there. And when I bought it, and I was like, your grandpa had I think that same exact guitar, and I don't think it was the same exact one, but like in her mind, pretty similar, yeah. And like it was just kind of like a weird thing, and I don't know. So and I didn't even know he played guitar, so I was like, oh, that's strange. And so I don't know where my love of music comes from. As a kid, I always just have dreamed of. I mean, when I was really little, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to be on stage and sell out millions of people or whatever. But as I've gotten older, it's enough to just play for a room of 5 people or 10 people or however. I think we had like probably 25 or 30 people recently. Yeah. So like I'm playing a show tomorrow, which.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Where at?
In Lansing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a bit of a drive.
Okay. That's why we couldn't do it. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
So. I mean, that's enough for me. And just to be able to express myself in front of a room of people and get the feedback that I have has been awesome. So
That's amazing. Like, I was talking, this is kind of a side note, but I was talking to my dad when we were at dinner today, and he was like, I haven't played my guitar in 3 days. He was really sad about it. I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I was like, do you play it every day? He was like, almost, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
good for him, because I try to play just a couple times a week. That's why I'm not very good, but that's fine. It gets the job done.
No, I think you're good.
Thank you, but not as good as your dad, apparently.
Oh, God.
Your dad's out here just shredding. Yeah, so that's where my love of music comes from.
Okay.
My next question for you is, okay, I'm going to ask the question, but it doesn't have to be, okay. So what was the last thing that made you emotional before Humans of New York?
Okay, I'll say before this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm emotional a lot.
Me too. I'm just
So I'm
always
over the place.
crying.
Yeah, I'm always crying or something like that.
never over sad stuff. Always just like,
I feel like
the dogs are like, God. I just saw these dogs in Chicago eating, what are they called from Starbucks?
The little
Puppuccinos
dog,
or something.
The dog treats that they
Yeah.
have.
Oh, I was crying. There was 2 golden retrievers. God, I'll show you the video. Did I send it to you? I think
Yeah,
I did.
you did.
Okay.
The last thing that's made me emotional, I can't remember, but I know it was something, and I feel like it was probably something work related. Probably when I had to work 5 days, 12 hours, or something like that.
God.
Yeah, so it's probably something like that I cried over, and I was just like, I can't do this. But I think that was the last time, and that was just like last week.
Okay. Well,
So it wasn't a happy cry,
hopefully
but
next time it's a happy
cry. Yeah.
and a good emotional cry.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let me see what I have for you. Why do I keep going to reminders? I don't have any reminders.
Maybe it's subconsciously telling you something.
Right. That I have a lot to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you like house living, and do you miss Mackin House?
Just like living in this house.
Yeah.
How do I like it?
Like compared to apartment.
Oh God, I love it. Oh,
Okay.
Me and Nick have talked about moving to Chicago after we've gone, and I mean we've gone before, but we were really talking about it since we've been back. And I would love to do that, but I don't want to live in an apartment again. There's having people above you or below you and having to be courteous. Like I'm a loud ass Aries. Like I knock shit over. Like I slam doors all on accident. Like I stomp when I walk. Like so I just don't. I'm not a quiet person by any means. So I just like the space. Like Nick's upstairs right now, and like we're down here, and we're able to do this. And then we have a big yard, and we have a fire pit, and like I can host shows here, and like. So I love living in a house.
Summertime, like this
Yes, exactly. And we have central air, and like it's not like So it's been great, and yeah. Even though we started like this new place, this new house venue that I call Mackin House Light, because it's like the light edition. I don't know. I thought it was funny. I do miss Mackin House for a number of reasons. I feel like I mean, just all the experiences, and that's where I've met a ton of people that like I now like have a good bond with and close relationships with. I've met so many people through there. I've had so many awesome bands come through. Like there was a time we packed that house out with like 80, 90 people in a fucking tiny ass. It was an apartment. It wasn't even a house. Yeah. And
we would be worried about the floors.
Yeah, like the floors. That was like the meme was like the floor was gonna break, and yeah, it was. And then just like thinking about my personal life, like that was my first time moving out from like I've lived in a dorm school for like a few months, but that was my first time moving out on my own, and like that's where I like grew as a person. I like came out when I was living there. Like I got broken up with when I was living there. I got a new relationship. Like there were so many new experiences that happened that it's such a landmark for me. So it makes me emotional thinking about it. I actually went there like last week, and I like took a picture of the back steps.
Did you?
Yeah, because that was always my like little balcony there. So, yeah, it was a very.
Yeah, every time I go past, I'm like, "There's Charlie's house," even though it's not your house anymore. But I'm like,
it's like where I felt like I really grew up. So yeah, it'll always be a special place for me. So,
okay.
Yeah, I like that question. My next question for you, God, I don't know. I got the emotional questions.
You got some deep ones.
What could you be doing to love yourself in a better way?
I could be eating better and drinking more water.
Okay.
The reason I
I
say
feel like you're usually pretty good about that. Have you
lately,
not
I
been?
haven't been.
Okay.
I've been like eating fast food like every day, sometimes 2 times a day. And
Me.
yeah.
God, me.
And I feel like I could just, just pay attention to myself more, like pay attention to my body more, how I'm feeling, my aches, pains, if, I'm tired and listening to that and not just noticing it, but listening to it and, responding to it, whether I
Right.
need to take a rest or, take a bath, soak or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Self-care is very important.
It is very important. We're going to start self-care Sundays or something.
Oh,
'cause
God, we should.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I've never even thought about just like, are you talking about just like us hanging out and doing self-care?
Oh, we could do that.
Oh.
I was thinking like I've always wanted to post and do like different posts that I do things
well,
for
we'll
doing
do that
self-care
too.
Sundays.
Because I
Self-care
don't think
Sundays.
we're both free on Sundays anyway, but
But little things that we could do that though. That would be nice to do things
yeah,
together.
at least once in a while.
Yes, that would be.
Mm-hmm.
What are your future goals that you have? Do you have any?
My future goals would be, so first one is just to get through grad school. That is my biggest goal right now. Once I'm done with grad school, I want to pass, the different exams, and I want to be a psychologist, and like that is like my
That's what
big
you
goal.
want.
That is my big goal right now.
Right.
And then, after that, I wanted to continue to make music, so I'm currently working on this album right now. I need to re-record a couple songs and get it mixed and mastered, and I want, hopefully, just a small little indie label to put something out or something.
That'd
It would
be cool.
Yeah, it'd be really nice. T-shirt business, get that going. Obviously, keep doing this podcast.
Right.
I released a couple of zines along with my shows that I had.
Explain what zines are, because some people don't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, so zines, they really are just whatever you want them to be. So
Okay.
they're just small magazines, essentially. I made like a poetry zine. And all it is, when you open it up and you go through it, it's just like a small booklet of just poems I wrote. And then I also made a photography one, which is just when you open it up and you go, it's just a bunch of photos I've taken on my film camera that I have. And you can make zines about your personal life. You can make zines that just reviews movies or reviews music, or it can be about literally whatever you want it to be. It's just a very DIY way to get information out in the world.
Okay.
And some of them are very small, some of them are really big, and some of them are like really glossy paper. Some of them are just literally like I used printer paper and printed them out and folded them by myself, and like it's just a really cool do-it-yourself.
It is
kind of
cool.
thing.
You were the one who introduced me to it, so that's why I thought this is cool.
I actually just went to Quimby's in Chicago. That's like a store that has a ton of them, and I bought some, and I'm really excited to read them. So, but yeah, those are my goals, and I don't know. I just want to keep improving and growing and being better than I was. So the last question I have for you is going to be, which emotion do you experience the most, and if it's emotion you don't want to experience the most, which one would you like to experience the most?
I feel is anxiety an emotion? That's
Excitement?
anxiety.
Oh, anxiety. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Anxious.
what I've been feeling. I've been anxious lately.
Okay.
And I've been anxious a lot.
And I know we've hit on some of that.
Yeah, we hit on some of the reasons why. So, yeah, that is what I'm experiencing. Of course,
So
I would
what
love
would
to,
you? Yeah, which one would you love to?
I'll say, I guess, happiness.
Okay.
I was gonna say calmness too. I know that's not really an emotion, but
Can
I
be.
would like to feel more calm.
Okay. Yeah.
And
just at ease or peaceful.
at ease, peaceful, when just in everyday life
Okay.
instead of calmness.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of anxiousness. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm
I feel
at.
that.
You know, I feel like everybody
relatable. Hashtag relatable.
I was gonna say, I feel like everybody can kind of relate to that. They want a sense of peace and
Yeah.
calming.
Yeah. Start meditate. Do you meditate?
I don't like I should.
Okay. We're gonna have self-care
which I have to work
Sundays,
on.
which include meditation, or we're just gonna go back to yoga.
Yeah, we need to do either one. And I have 2 questions. I guess I'll just wrap them all together because the first one's really, really quick.
Yeah.
The first one is, what's your favorite color? Which I know, but I want everybody
is
else
it?
to know. Green. It's green. Say, don't look at me like that.
Yes, dark green.
Okay. Dark green. Okay.
Forest green, if you will.
And what's your do you ever think about having children?
I have.
Okay.
I don't think it's for me.
Oh yeah, we kind of talked about that,
I
didn't we?
thought I did. And maybe that'll change in the future. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I don't think it will.
I feel like mine bounces back and forth, but I'm more on the no side.
I just really like my freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And not that children are weights or anything like that, but I like doing things for myself and like the people that I already have around me, and I would love to just spoil my niece and my nephews, and that's enough. Like
Right.
I get so much fulfillment when I'm around those little babies, and like it's so, I don't know, rewarding to just watch them and watch them grow, and like to have
Yes,
that kind
it
of
is.
love, and it fills my heart enough to where like I feel like I am satisfied.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
and so as of right now, I do not. Sorry, mom and dad.
Right. Yeah, those are all my questions that I have.
Okay, those are mine too.
Okay.
This was fun. I feel like we
Yeah.
went for a while, so thank
Yeah.
you if you're still listening.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
We appreciate it. I will have a ton of links in our, like I said, in the different sections. I don't know what they're called. What are they called? Like comment? They're not comment sections.
In the
God,
description
I'm
box.
an old fucking millennial. God. So, yeah, description box. Thank
Yeah,
you.
description
Okay.
box.
So we're gonna have some links in there for some pins and some Humans of New York, and there was something else, and now I'm forgetting. But I will listen
forgot
back
too,
and
I'm
I will
sorry.
remember. Oh, sensitive teas, maybe. That's
Yes.
what it was. And yeah. If you have any questions or comments, so if you have questions or comments, let us know. Gift of Gab
Absolutely.
MI, that is on Instagram, that is on Facebook, that is on our email address at gmail.com. This next time we're going to put up some questions or some opportunity to ask questions about
Yeah.
the topic that we're going to be talking about. So keep an eye out for that. That's probably going to be on Instagram. So follow us. We will follow you back
Of
to not
course.
fuck up your ratio. And as always, I know we mentioned it before, but Chili's.
Chili's, yes. We're going to mention that again.
We're going to talk about Chili's. I'm looking for some half off free queso, skillet queso.
Yeah.
Honestly, I won't even take that. I mean, I want it, but just to have them sponsor us would be enough.
Honestly, it
I'm gonna
really,
bring
really
these
would.
mics into Chili's one day.
Yeah,
They're not gonna be
we will.
ready. I'm gonna
Just
sit
like my
down.
cousin said, we could do
Yep.
that. and
I'm
just-
just gonna sit down and I'm gonna start talking.
Right. They're going to have no choice.
Right. Another steak Rita, please.
Right.
Yeah, and then other than that, we really appreciate you listening.
Yeah,
and
thank you so much, guys, for listening. It means a lot.
I love when people just tell me little things like, "Oh, I love when you talked about this," or "I love this," and I love that.
Yeah,
just
it's
so
kind of
like,
cool
yeah,
when
I'm
people
like,
bring it back
"Thanks."
up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I love that. So, any suggestions, please? We haven't gotten any suggestions yet about, or I guess we have. That's a lot.
Yes, we've
I would
gotten a
say
couple.
Yes, we have. Some suggestions.
On topics and
Yeah.
everything like that. If you guys have any, of course, like we said, hit us up. But
And if you hated this type of episode,
yeah, let us know that too. Yeah, you can let
Because
us know. That's fine.
As much as this is for us, this is for anyone who listens to us too. So
Right.
I want to make sure that we're at least talking about some fun things for everyone. So
Exactly.
alrighty, well, thank you for listening.
Thank you, guys.
See
Have a
you
great
next time.
one. Bye.